Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning and welcome to third day of third year Cleveland Kuchipudi Margam Festival. I would like to thank all the viewers who are joining continuously from day one and supporting us and supporting this festival. Today we have conversation with Guru Srimati Sasikala Penumarti from Georgia, Atlanta, and Yuvanartaki series, a beautiful performances by young and talented dancers across USA. Kuchipudi telling a story through Indian dance. Kuchipudi transforms storytelling into movement to teach students about this expressive Indian art form. This fascinating glimpse into an ancient and exotic culture shows how the basic hand gestures, foot movements, and rhythmic syllables used in Kuchipudi dance are combined to form human expression through dance. Speech, song, mime, and dance are used to tell a story or episode from Indian mythology or modern social themes. Today, it's my privilege to welcome Guru Srimati Shashikala Penumarti Garu to our studio. Ma'am, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very delighted to be here.
We are very privileged to have you on Cleveland Kuchipudi Margam Festival, ma'am.
Thank you for having me too.
Sasikala Penumarti is one of the foremost practitioners of classical Indian Kuchipudi dance in the world. A master artist for the Georgia Council for the Arts Traditional Arts Apprenticeship Program and for the National Foundation for Advancement of the Arts. Penumarti has performed her craft all over India, America, Canada, Europe, and Russia. Shashikala trained under the great legendary guru Sri Vempati Chinnasatyam Garu in the Kuchipudi art form for over 17 years. She started at a very young age in the Kuchipudi Art Academy, an institution run by Guru Vempati Chinnasatyam in Chennai, India. Shashikala continued her training in Kuchipudi dance all along her schooling and college in Chennai. She traveled with her guru all over the world and performed in lead roles in most of the ballets presented by the Kuchipudi Art Academy. Shashikala moved to Atlanta in 1991 and continued her pursuits by training her own students, performing and producing dance dramas. In order to propagate the art into the mainstream, Shashikala founded the Academy of Kuchipudi Dance, a non-profit organization in 1997. Shashikala has participated as an artist on the Georgia Council for the Arts, touring artist roster and teaching artist roster for more than 10 years and performs all over the United States upon invitation from various art councils. Shashikala produced several dance ballets, including Swapna Vijayam, an adaptation of the Nutcracker Ballet into Kuchipudi style of dance for Atlanta audience. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome again.
Thank you.
And it is my privilege to know such a talented and senior artist and share the screen with you today.
Thank you. With my limited knowledge, I would like to share whatever I experienced through this dance form and what I have learned for this many years by coming here, teaching the students and performing, as well as from my guru, what the knowledge I uh, received.
Yes, ma'am. Because with these conversations with the senior gurus, I myself making some memories to store for future years. Because when we used to learn, or you know this very like, we don't have any of these devices to store or maybe for certain reasons we some people could not afford them while they are doing it, or some doesn't have the recordings of the legendary gurus. that much needed in these times. So I myself, I can keep all these memories for especially me, so that I can also learn so many things out of your input. So, ma'am, let's start your conversation today with your journey from Chennai to Atlanta. So, are you based out of Chennai, or you have moved from somewhere to Chennai? How is it? How did it happen all the way?
I was born and raised in Chennai. In West Mambalam, I was born. And my parents were already settled by then in Chennai itself. And we were all born in Chennai, raised in Chennai, studied, and very fortunate to have a guru like Master Garu in Chennai to go and start our basics from Master Garu. I was very into dancing ever since I was very young, and always dancing for any type of songs continuously in the movement. My childhood, everything was like that. So, and then my parents thought that I should start formally from a guru. And at that time, my uncle, my mom's sister's husband, Lingamurti Garu, who used to be in films, used to be a very great actor at the time. And he knows Master Garu while they were working in films. And he told my parents, Lingamurti Garu told my parents that we should start formally from Guru Venkateswara Satyan Garu. That's when me and my sister Nalini were taken to Master Garu's Academy in 1975.
1975, wow.
Yeah, we were so young, 8 years old. So, and then since then we were under the able guidance of Master Garu running, and he was the only guru that I know.
So everything is under Vempati Master Garu.
Yes, all my learning, Master Garu, and mainly the learning process went through by watching the senior dancers too. And that was really so much learning. Just, every day, our batch used to go in the evenings, beginners, and we on and off we see the rehearsals when there were programs Master Garu was conducting. And we used to see all these stalwarts in the academy. Shobha Naidu Garu, Manju Bhargave Garu, Balaka, Anupamaka. They were all our role models to keep watching them and dancing. And sometimes we used to go to dance class just to see them. అదేంటో వాళ్ళని చూస్తే వేరే లోకంలోకి వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉండేవాళ్ళం. So it was a mesmerizing group, and they used to be so dedicated, and that's the lot of learning thing that I had, my experience of learning at that age by watching them too. Of course, learning from Master Garu, Balaka Garu was the actually foundation Kanta Balaka was there, and Durgakai Undevaru, another dance teacher. Seshu Master Garu Undevaru. Appudapudu he used to go and teach, and those fundamental training was really amazing. Amazing.
So how did it happen to all the way to Atlanta? You were very, like 1991 is like very first, I would say not first, but very early years of.
Yeah, I was married to a software engineer,
Okay.
Ravi Kumar, and until I moved to this country in 91. And at the time, I was really not ready to move anywhere from Chennai because I was more into dance. My life was dance, and I had no idea that I'll be moving to this country because prior to that, in 1982 and then 1984, we visited United States performing for Tama um, Itana organization at the time, and I knew we performed in many places with a lot of organizations, organizers who really took care of us, and there was so much warm welcome from all these people, and we had a very successful tours both times. And even at that time, I have no idea. I was in first, second year of college, and no idea of coming here and settling. And after that, I think when I got married, um, I was not ready to come. Actually, I was not prepared my mind and uh, how I will start my life here. And then after coming here, there were a lot of people who watched our programs uh, when we visited in '84, and they really came and they really showed the life. And Venugopal Rao garu, Lakshmi garu, Seshu garu, Ravi Sarma garu, Mohan garu, Rajam garu, Sarvesh Naidu garu, Manu garu. They were the people who were into arts and who were so much passionate about these arts and into Kuchipudi. They really, Ravi took me to their place and we met. And of course, Ravi was very much into uh, this music and dance, though he did not learn. He is so much interested in that. And that's how he found me on stage when we went to perform in Delhi. And he proposed, and that's how we met each other. Our process went through for 2 years, and then we got married and moved here. It is all his encouragement and his uh, really like every behind every successful man there is a woman Annattuga. Uh, for my success, Ravi and Chapali. So I continued with the community, Atlanta community, and there's in Riverdale is the Hindu temple of Atlanta. That's where I started my life actually, of my dance career. Starting my classes, they really offered me a place where I can teach and promote the art among the kids who were born and brought up here, and to share the culture from India. And that's how I started in the temple and continued to teach and perform with them. And we found the academy in 1997 formally and named it Academy of Kuchipudi Dance. And we celebrated 25 years this year of the
Wow.
academy. It's a huge um, accomplishment, I should say, from the support of the community, from the students and parents along the years. I'm so grateful to all of them. Grateful to all of them.
That was so nice to know all these things, ma'am. Yes, definitely, I agree with you on that note. Without their support, we wouldn't be, because I am sitting here and my husband is playing the role of both mom and dad from past 3 days. So I totally understand what you have mentioned. Without their support, we cannot do anything. So yeah, very nice to know your journey, ma'am. Ma'am, how was like your? I heard from like not heard. I read in your biodata that you are faculty at Emory University and teaching to the students who are non-Indian also.
Yes.
And my question is, when you started teaching this form, but at early years, what was the acceptance for the non-Indian students versus Indian students?
Definitely, it is so much interest they showed because when I teach, I mean, a lot of when I first started for many kids, it's like they were born and brought up here. They were like any other American kid. It is like you start from the scratch, like start. talking about the culture, about the history of the art form. When I was learning in India, we never spoke about the history of the art form.
Yes.
Yeah, we just went to school every single day. That's the history. That's the theory that we learn. Going there every day, the fundamentals, the basic steps, and the jetties and watching. That's the theory knowledge. How they did, what is the difference between the items, all these things. That's the knowledge we learned. But here, they didn't have any prior exposure, the students. So even our community students, we have to start like what is the background of the art form, what is it signifying, what is the element of the narration. So everything you kind of go from scratch and explain to them why we have these mudras holding and why these facial expressions and all this. There in India, it's more like social. Like you see everywhere, the expression is in the body. It's like embodied, right? Here you have to teach them how to stand, to walk, how to speak, all that. I mean, do the lip movement. Everything you have to go step by step for them to understand. So when I first started in Emory University, I was just invited as a master teacher. It was not like a faculty, just to teach one class. So through someone, they came to know that I came from India, teaching the Indian classical dance, which is one of the traditional art forms. So they thought that I should give one master class in there. In Emory, they have a dance department.
Oh, nice.
Very interesting, which is very interesting. They have all these art forms, modern and jazz, and they teach all these. So they thought I should give one master class for the students just to give an introduction and give an exposure for the art form. So I was so nervous at that time going to the university and showing, like it's like a lecture demo that you do all by yourselves, going and showing them. So a month ahead of time, I was trying to prepare what is the best I can show from Kuchipudi. How do I make them understand? At that time, the accent also is the problem when you
Yes.
talk, because a lot of times I had to really make sure watching their lip movement, what they are saying, and how I can answer back, things like that. So it took a while for me to understand how I approach the students, how I express them, and talk about this beautiful art form. So the first I went met the professor, Annalio, who invited me to teach her class. There were about 22 students in her class. And I first introduced myself, so and so, and I'm a guru. First thing, they can't pronounce the name of the art form. Kuchipudi and Chappatanguda Papambalaki. It was hard. And then I had to write. They gave me a board to write. So Mamalga Manam, I wrote like Kuchipudi. So she immediately came, the professor, split the word like ku, chi, pu, alaga. She split the word into parts so that they can pronounce the better. That's when I learned something. Okay, this is one way of, that's so every time like this, I go do master class. I used to learn a lot how to reach the students and teach them. And that master class went very well by talking. And then I gave the notes, what I talked, what I explained to them. So the next day, when the professor talked to the students, she can also explain what is in written, right? So they could follow and then they can. So there were a lot of responses at that time that I should go back and teach a couple more. So until 2000, I was going back and forth teaching them the master classes.
That's nice. 2000.
Then they asked me, like, can you do one whole semester teaching them the intro of Kuchipudi?
Hmm.
That's when they introduced world dance forms and kuda oka program introduced చేశారు. So then they started teaching one semester Kuchipudi, one semester African dance, another semester flamenco. So they were like rotating the art forms. and that's how I became the part of the dance program. And then after that, 2001, I was invited to South Asian program in Emory itself, run by um, Joyce Fluker, Professor Joyce Fluker. She was the director at the time. And through her course, Dance and Embodied Knowledge, I gave a course. Nenu, Dr. Venugopal Rao garu, who is the physics professor at Emory, he did so much to the art, and he encouraged me, I should say, even today. It is a lot of things he taught me. I mean, I used to talk to him when I go to university how to deal with students because he was working in the students. He used to help me how to present the dance form, what I should do, how they will, because he's very knowledgeable professor at a university, and he's a poet. He and I became like one of their daughters. I'm so fortunate. ఆయన దగ్గర నుంచి నేను చాలా నేర్చుకున్నాను నేను రవి కూడా. సో లాడ్ ఆఫ్ హీ హ్యాడ్ లాడ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్, how to design the settings, how to design the for the performances. And we learned so much. It's just not one. So he helped me like how I can do this course in the dance and embodied knowledge. It's like a religion. You are teaching the Hindu religion, how it's related to dance. All rituals, how they go together with the dance form. So that's one thing I learned so much from that course. And so I'm thankful to Joyce Flukager and Dr. Venugopal Rao garu. So that's how I carried uh, my career in Emory University, and I am continuously teaching every other semester in dance department. And the students, yeah, so there are mixed kind of students. There are some groups, some semesters I see all white Americans. Some students I see mixed Chinese, Koreans, and African students. So they all take. They're all the. They're not actually the uh, dancers.
Yes.
Some of them out of interest to explore the dance. Then some of them are liberal arts students. Some of them are dance majors. Some of them are other genres. So they wanted to try the Indian dance that's fascinating to them, and they want to try how they body reacts. So it's like every course is like a new learning for me. How to teach these students, how to reach their minds, and how to make them understand the beauty of it, to tell a story through body and mind.
Yes.
It was always a interesting and challenging for me, and those students, they pay very much attention. They write down everything that I speak. They always, when they talk about the dance, they quickly bring their notes and a pen, and they immediately write down, and they ask me questions, why we do this, why we do that, and they email me sometimes. These make me um, understand more, write more, and read more about the dance form. And I'm still a learner, I should say, from the students. I am really lucky in that way. I keep learning from students.
Yes, so true, ma'am. I accept that one thing that we still learn from students so many things, especially coming from India to USA and kids who are born and brought up here, their mindset, the way they understand what we teach. They also tell us that this is how should have told us. So if I tell them something and you should have told us like this is we easiest way. So yeah, and one more thing you mentioned the course, ma'am, dance and embodiment. That is a definitely a interesting course when I hear to you. So yeah,
They,
maybe
they
other universities also can get that one of course that we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the course is kind of discontinued. The professor also retired from the university, and I should really talk to her how we continue this, because it's really so much the students learn from Hinduism, and how there is rituals. I mean, dance is part of worship, right? In the temples it existed, and we dance even today in our temple in Riverdale, Venkateswara Swami temple, Balaji temple. Every ritual, they ask me to go and dance in front of the dance. Since 1992, you will not believe, I danced pretty much every year in front of the deity. Every year. So it's like part of worship.
That's a
Yeah,
blessed
I
opportunity.
feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. And then no matter what time, sometimes there were times I could not go. I regret so much for not being able to go and do. But when I go and perform there, the experience is very divine and different. It's very divine. Performing to the audience, performing to the day. It's extremely different, and it's a different feeling. And so in this course, that's what we do. What we want, that experience that a dancer goes through performing in front of the deity versus performing in front of the audience. So it's an interesting course. We should, I think.
Yeah, I think that course and that whatever you're sharing, if we implement in other schools or like universities, there will be many more that would be interested to know about this dance style.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And teaching non-Indian students is definitely a challenge that you have taken and made all of them like especially టీచర్స్ లైక్ మీ ప్రౌడ్ బికాస్ ఇండియన్ స్టూడెంట్స్కి మనం చెప్పడమే కొంచెం కష్టం బికాస్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ ఆల్ ద పురాణ ఒకవేళ స్టోరీస్ చెప్పాలంటే బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ నుంచి
Right.
అది నాన్ ఇండియన్ స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ అబౌట్ దిస్ డాన్స్ అండ్ దెన్ గెట్ దెమ్ టు దిస్ స్టోరీ టెల్ ద క్యారెక్టర్స్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ డెఫినెట్లీ అ ఛాలెంజింగ్ టాస్క్ మ్యామ్ యా
Oh,
టు know about all that
yeah.
experience. Ma'am, when you said about those, you know, the person who is very interested for dance, ballets, and doing all those things, he was very helpful for you. So, apart from like, we have generally all the Hindu stories as dance ballets. So we see all the god stories, mythological stories from Ramayanam or Bhagavad Gita or Bharatam or like that. So what made you think out of the box about Swapna Vijayam that you took Nutcracker theme and uh, just present it to the Atlanta audience to make this dance form even more closer to them?
Swapna Vijayam antene, the name itself tells it's triumph of a dream. It's really dream coming true. My dream also came true through this Swapna Vijayam. Because Nutcracker Ballet, I never knew about it until I came to this country in 91. First time Ravi, during Christmas time, he took me to Fox Theatre here to see the Nutcracker Ballet with Venugopal Rao Garu, and with the family we went. That's the first introduction for me to any Western ballets, watching it, sitting in the audience, and I was mesmerized by that. I mean, the way of presentation, the settings, it's mind blowing settings, truly. And it's the entire stage was transformed into something else. The dancers transformed into something else. It's like, వావ్! అంటే మాస్టర్ గారి బ్యాలెన్స్ ఎట్లా ఒక బ్యాలే చూస్తుంటే సినిమా చూస్తున్నట్టు ఉంటుంది మాస్టర్ గారి బ్యాలెన్స్.
Yes.
We were mostly part of the ballets, but we never sat in the audience and watched Master Gari's ballets. We only heard people saying it, oh, it's so beautiful. It looks like watching a movie. But this is the first experience I had sitting in the audience watching the Nutcracker. It's a beautiful story. It's a very interesting, cute fiction story. It's like a fairy tale, beautiful story. So, and that's it. I never had, even at that time, that I should do this in Kuchipudi, never. But I was continuing my teaching in Atlanta since then. In 1997, actually, Georgia Council for the Arts, here there is a director, Maggie Holzberg, folk art director. She somehow found that I'm teaching this traditional Indian classical dance. So she was interested to know and talk about it. So they called my husband Ravi, and they said, "Can we come and interview your wife about the classical dance, Indian dance?" Kuchipudi, she couldn't say that, but Indian classical dance, can we come and talk about her? And then, yeah, yes, and Chepparu, then she came. At the time, I was in the class actually, and she came and she spoke about the art form. She learned about what I'm teaching, and she was very happy to see the art form from India, and continued here that same traditional values and all that. So she, at that time, she asked me a question, like there was, and she also came to interview two of my students to give a scholarship. She was very into it, apprenticeship program and undedi. So she wanted to interview my students and me about this art form. So I said, like, this is very traditional art form, and I teach. It's from India. The culture, I wanted to continue here. Then at that time, she asked me a question like, is this boundary is only traditional? Are you going to cross the boundary and make any attempt other than mythological stories? Are you going to make any attempt to adapt Western themes? I said, no. నాకు అప్పుడు ఐడియా లేదు. I was not sure, and I was not dare enough to do any such experiment at the time. I said, I'm not sure. Maybe or maybe not, I'm not sure in Japan. And local na, inside me, I know I'm not ready to do such an experiment at all. So the seed was just planted at the time. Whereas she asking me that question. And then I just forgot about it for a while. And then in 2000, I think in 1999, we again went to Nutcracker. We took our kids, 3-year-old daughter and a few months old my son. We wanted to go again to see Nutcracker. Just like that, as a family, even Christmas time, they usually stage Nutcracker. It's a very traditional here. So again, we, as a Christmas vacation, we wanted to go somewhere. So we thought, let's go watch again Nutcracker. That's when I was really paying attention to the story, paying attention to the characters. I thought, okay, should we try this? And then again, Dr. Venugopal Rao said, Shashi, you should try this. To reach the community, how we can do, think about it. So I was really, okay, let me think about this. And then at the same, around 2001, Indrakanti Srikant Sharma garu from Hyderabad flew to Atlanta on some program. Though he came, he was visiting here, and he was staying in Dr. Rao garu's house. Whoever comes, any poets, anybody, artists come, they first go to Rao garu's house. That's the place all the people would love to go. So Rao Garu invited us, and we went, me and Ravi, and he said, Rao Garu said, I already spoke to him about the Nutcracker, so we should think about it. Okay, and Srikant Sharma Garu said, okay, I will write in Kuchipudi. Before he wrote many dance dramas, Srikant Sharma Garu, in Kuchipudi itself. So he said, I will try my best to do this drama. And then we sent the story. We told Rao Garu, gave him the video. Rao Garu told him the story all about this. And then he went in 2 3 years he came up with the story exactly like how the Kuchipudi Nrityarupakas were. He formulated the script and he sent to Rao. Ever since Rao Garu said the script is ready, and that's it, my butterfly started going. And I was, oh my God, we have to try this. How do we do this? And then I started researching myself seriously about this drama, reading the script that he wrote. And that was my first dance drama ever choreographing all by myself. Prior to that, I was given the opportunity to do Master Garu's ballets, Rukmini Kalyanam, Chandalika. So I could get some knowledge of by teaching. I mean, performing in India is different in his ballets, but you come here and teaching your own students the entire dance drama, you have to learn every part of it, right? So teaching them, I learned so much from each choreography skill of Master Garu. He's an amazing choreographer, Master Garu. There is there's no question about it. So I was trying to learn every nuance of that choreography, how he imagined each scene and how he did it. So that with that same thought, I thought, okay, let's this opening scene, how we do this, how we introduce the characters, the Patra Pravesadaru, the introductory characters. All this, while I'm reading the script of Swapna Vijayam, and he titled this Swapna Vijayam, Nutcracker. I was not sure will that suit the story, Swapna Vijayam title to the story, but it's perfect title for that. Because in that story, the young girl who the family celebrates the Christmas Eve as a celebration, huge celebration, and her uncle is a magician who gives her a little toy nutcracker. The story starts like that. And in her dream, she dreams that toy becomes in life and she falls in love, the romance. That's the story. It's a beautiful story. So the dream coming true for her, she makes sure her dream comes true in real life also, what she had in the dream. That's the story. So Swapna Vijayam was a perfect name for it. And then we had to find a musician to compose the music, right?
Yes.
I'm so grateful to my dear Subhashini Garu, who composed the music. I'm forever in my life, I'm grateful to my orchestra here in Atlanta. They were, without them, I'm just nothing, I should
Oh,
say.
so everyone is from Atlanta.
Because, yeah, the music adds so much to the dance.
Yes.
Just like the lyrics, just like the dance. Music is important for our dance. So since 99, Seshu Sharma Garu, who I was telling in the beginning, out a Veena, great Veena artist, herself is a dancer too. And she was accompanying all our programs A to Z in Atlanta for all the artists, and she accompanied every program of our academy. Through her, I came to know all these musicians, Mridangist Suresh Garu, Subra Garu, and the violinist Lakshmi Narayan Garu, and the flutist Rajan Garu, Raman Garu from DC, and the singers Subhashni Garu. Subra Garu also plays Mridangam as well as sings, and the Prasanna Garu. There were many singers who supported these dance dramas. And without that, it's not possible, right? And అంతకు ముందు lot of Ramesh Panchagnula and Deepak Kabil, so many musicians who came through that. What I learned so much from them. So for music, I approached Subhashni Garu. She was singing for all our Kuchipudi programs. Can you do the music? She said, no, Shashi, why are you asking me? You should find someone from India. I'm nowhere near composing the ballet for the ballet. I said, no, Subhash, it's the first time I'm choreographing a major drama. Let us make it a challenge. We should do it. And she was kept saying no. I was after her. She was no, yes, no, yes, no. Yes. Finally, Papa Mavde, she accepted to do it. That's it. You won't believe. Every day after my classes, I used to go sit with her 8:30 and come home at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. sometimes. Sit with her, and the connection that we had is she knows what I'm thinking about that scene, what about the character I'm thinking about in my mind. She exactly picks the raga that suits that mood, that suits the character, that suits the situation. And now, even today, if I stand there, she knows how I'm going to move my body and she knows accordingly she sings. We have that much connection. అది నిజంగా భగవంతుడు ఇచ్చిందనే చెప్పాలి. And ఒక్కొక్కసారి I feel like my orchestra was sent by Master Garu అనుకుంటూ ఉంటాను. His blessings, they definitely was there that I have this set of orchestra. So she composed the entire Subhashinagar music for Swapna Vijayam, and he had his singer Satish Menon, who has no idea about Telugu literature at all. Is a Malayali, and he learnt every word pronunciation, and he sang so beautifully throughout the ballet. And Sujata Garu, Subhashi Garu composed the music, but at that time she could not sing for the ballet. So Sujata Raymond, who actually gave us the vocal support, she has a beautiful voice. So and then Seshu Garu, Veena, Mridangam Subra Garu, Tabala Vinay Garu, Suresh Garu. So everyone came together to make this drama a beautiful and successful. We had a lot of reviews after, people coming and saying, this is such a wonderful fusion. Like, the fusion in the sense, the people who know the non-Indians, the Westerners who don't know much about the Indian art form, they could see the Indian art form in the colorful costumes and their own story portrayed through that art form. Same thing, our Indians who don't know about the story of Nutcracker, they could see a different Western theme into Kuchipudi form and understand the story of it. Story is very, very sweet and cute story that you can bring all the characters, just like a dance drama. And I also designed with the Nagay Garu, Hyderabadlo, Aynto Kuchuni, I designed the costumes, and he was the key for all the costumes. And he was such a wonderful person who helped to with all this. And for the ballet, the settings, Dr. Venugopal Rao Garu made it really possible to do the settings. I'm so grateful for many people for that ballet to come through.
Ma'am, for me and our audience, any interesting episode, a small episode from Nutcracker or like in a Swapna Vijayam that you would like to demonstrate for us?
Definitely, I would like to show my fascinating thing in that drama is the doll dance.
Okay.
Every character introduces himself or herself. In this story, the girl's uncle, he brings the toy Nutcracker, and he's a magician. So he brings every thing he brings, and he gives the gifts to all the kids who attend the Christmas party, and he mesmerizes them with that. And so same thing actually in the ballet, Western ballet. And I forgot actually to tell how this drama was originally written by E.T.A. Hoffman. It's a Russian ballet, and then adopted by Alexander Duma, and he named it the Nutcracker. And then it was first staged in Russia in 18th century, 1892, I think, the first performance. And then to America, it came in 1940s. And then ever since they became a ritual, like every year they celebrate Christmas with this event, Nutcracker. So it's the same thing, that story starts, the celebration of Christmas and the birth of Jesus. And it's like that. So everything we showed that in Kuchipudi, and then the magician, so he brings the huge, humongous boxes with the dolls in the boxes, and he places in the party area, and he opens the boxes, and then he does this, and each doll comes out in life and dances. That was so cute. It captured my heart really. I thought, how do we do that in Kuchipudi, bringing the dolls make dance? So, like a traditional way of, we brought the dolls through Patra Pravesam, curtain venakala dolls in this question. And then we cannot bring the boxes. So, we brought through behind the curtain, the dolls come. Once the curtain is removed, the dolls move with the jatis. And శాస్త్రి గారు భాగవతుల విఎల్ఎన్ నరసింహం గారి వారి అబ్బాయి, ఆయన కూచిపూడి ఆయన మాస్టర్ గారికి ఎంతో కావాల్సిన ఆయన. ఈజ్ వెరీ క్లోజ్ టు మాస్టర్ గారు's హార్ట్. నరసింహం గారు used to play Ghatan to Master Garu's ballets, for all the ballets pretty much. His son, Sastri Bhagavatala Garu, lives in Rochester. He is my all Jati composer. If for every dance drama, no time, I just text him, Sastri Garu, I need Jati for this. And I'm so grateful to him. He composed beautiful Jatis for all these characters in the ballet, and a lot of my other ballets. He is the person who made the Jatis so beautiful, and I'm so grateful to him and his family. So he made a beautiful jati for this doll dance. So I would like to demonstrate that. I have a very small part of it we are going to show.
Oh, definitely, ma'am.
Yeah, so I'm introducing my students, Renita Basu, who is one of my very senior student, who's been there for the academy for more than 20 years. She grew up with the academy, and she assists the classes. She actually helped in training also for this. And she originally performed in the dance drama too. Renita Basu, she's a doctor. She still comes and assists the classes. And I have another very dedicated student, Samasita Akela, who also been learning for the past more than 10 years. And anytime I ask these students, they come and perform. And another student, Harshita Challa. She's very dedicated family. So they three are doing the doll dance. Ante Kondapalli Bommalaga we created.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to just ask now. Bomma anna ventane.
Yeah, so Kondapalli Bommal dances in ఎలా ఉంటుందో, we just try to bring that aspect of that Bommalu and make them dance.
Ma'am, yes, in that case, we have couple more questions. So shall we wind up this and get into that, or how do you want to do
Sure,
it?
sure. Yeah, you can ask me before that.
Yeah. So as you mentioned about Master Gari choreographies, and he's such an amazing, legendary choreographer, as we all know. What was your favorite part of learning his items, and what mesmerizes? Like, which item is the most, close to your heart, and why it is so close? And what do you like the most thing about his choreographies?
That's a hard question. Everything of Master Garu's choreography, there is no question about it. But mainly Abhinaya uh, pieces that I learned so much from that. That is first time in 1981, I was given the entire role of Satyabhama in Bhamakalapam, uh, Nritya Siddhendra Yogi's Bhamakalapam. We did a lot of Pravesa Daru as a part of item, and then Madana Daru as a part of, and then Lekha Santanam, Satyamama Swantanam. These are separate pieces we learned, but in the ballet, putting them together and sustaining the Abhinaya for such a long period of time. That's a 3-hour ballet pretty much. And there's only one Satyabhama, Sri Krishna, and Madhavi, the messenger between the two. But most of the part is Satyabhama sustaining the different nayikas in it, and that I learned so much about the expression in the nayikas in that. That he actually made me sit and do every eyebrow movement and the lip expression, the face muscles, how you move. I tremendously uh, remember all those things, how much I learned from Master Garu, all those things. That's a great memory. And of course, his Javalis and Padams are my favorite. Every class ending, he used to call me, hey, Saskala Ilara, used to call me, Edi, a Javali Jai. Just randomly, he would ask me a Javali to dance in the class. So after all the class, 2 p.m., we were ready to go home, all morning session. And he would come and ask me to do the Javali. So, with that full attention, with that concentration, that wholeness of submission, focusing on the piece, who you are, what Naika you are performing, dancing from that in the class used to be the biggest learning thing for me. And I loved all the characters I loved. I loved Satyabam, I loved Dakshayani in Haravilasam. I loved Rukmini, I loved Chandalika. Each character that I was given as a different mindset, different emotional characters. So that's a way big thing I learned from Master.
So, was how was your preparation for each character, ma'am? Like, there is vast difference in Chandalika and Rukmini, and again Rukmini to Dakshayani. Like the characters is like such a different roles.
Process, okay, for every character, the mind process is like you have to live in that. You have to live in that character. You should not worry about other things. You have to live in that. If it is Chandalika, she's an untouchable girl, you live in that character,
Mm.
nothing else. And so, to do that, during the rehearsal time, I used to sit next to Master Gar always. I don't want to be distracted by any other surroundings. So I used to sit with him and get into that mood. I watching the drama as it's going by scene. It's taking you into that mood, right? So that's how I used to be like, okay, I'm an untouchable girl right now. How you feel inside when someone says something to you like that, untouchable. You can't do this. You cannot near me. Ivanni, I used to prepare my mind going through that process of untouchability. Same thing with Dakshayani, the humiliation that her father insults her husband Shiva. So she cannot take that insult. She could bear if someone insults her, but not her beloved Shiva. So
Yes.
humiliation is like that thing. And same thing with Satyabhama, the pride and the Nayaka, Pushtabhadruka. Why Krishna is not here, she's looking for him, and then Virahut Kantita, the Nayaka, all these different mood set. I never used to distract it. గుర్రానికి ఇలా కట్టేస్తే అటు ఇటు చూడనట్టుగానే I used to set my mind like that. No matter what time Master Garu calls me to come to the academy, I used to go there. Sometimes he even used to forget that he called me at 3:30 p.m. And he would go somewhere out. And I would sit there until he comes. 6:30కి వచ్చేవారు. వచ్చిన ఓ నేను మర్చిపోయాను కదా నేను రమ్మన్నాను కదా పద చేయి అనేవారు. So and then another 3 hours I used to sit there and practice with him. That's how so much patience that I learned from that too. All that gave me a lot of, you know,
Beautiful experiences, ma'am. Beautiful experiences, all those. Yeah, when you said Padams and Javalis are your favorite, I would like to ask Padam, Padavarnam, Javali. So these three, more or less, are of Abhinaya items.
yeah.
Mm, So, how do you differentiate when you are teaching a student or when you are learning from Master Guru? Because Javli, when we like, it's a character, it's a story between the Nayaka and Nayaki. So most of the time, sometimes, like, romantic story between those two, but there is a slight line of difference in all these three. So when Master Garu taught you, how he taught the difference of these three, and when you are teaching your students, how does you carry the same thing?
Yeah, actually, Padams and Javalis, other than Padavarnam, if we keep it aside, Padams and Javalis more Abhinaya pieces. Like there is not much footwork involved in that. The intricacy of footwork is nowhere near Padams or Javalis. They are more Abhinaya focused. And even in that Abhinaya, the body language is so important, not only just the face. It's, the body language is important, how you carry that. Virahut Kantita Kani, Kalahantarita Kani, everything you have to have the body language. First thing that comes through face, then automatically. At the same time, Master Garu used to tell me, Vani Pundu Chaluvadani. What is that stanza? Uh, um, Vani Vanita Mani Ala. మాయలాడి yeah, that's in Parla Namata. Vanipundu చెప్పినప్పుడే వానిపుందు చాలువ అనడం, పెదిమి విప్పడము. These are all very unique things I learned from the expressions in Javalis. And the characters are like more, both Padams and Javalis are Sringara Padams. You have to, the romance between the hero and the heroine, Nayika, Nayiki. So, whereas in Padams, most of the Nayika relationship is with the divine, Krishna. Padams are all, Kshetre Padams are going towards the divinity. It's with her Nayika is Krishna. Whereas in Javali, it's social issue. It's between the hero-heroine.
Heroine.
Very colloquial language they have. Whereas in Padams, the lyrical value is so much, just like in Ashtapadis. Ashtapadilo, Jayadeva Ashtapadis, every Padam is like very rich in lyrics. So same thing in Padam, the Kshetre Padams and several other great poets who wrote Padams also, the lyrics are very rich in lyrics, and the Sahityam is so easily convertible for Abhinay. That's the divine thing, always going to um, Krishna. And same thing, Swati Tirunal Gadi Padmanabha, Vishnumurti. So the Padams are so much related to the divinity, even though they are Shringa, the romantic Padams, the Jivatma is connecting to Paramatma. Whereas in Javalis, the difference I see is more like hero-heroines. That always she complains about her beloved going to some other woman, and she's tired of that. And in some Nayikas, she tries to attract her beloved to be herself. In some Nayikas, she fights with him. Why did you go there? Don't come to me. Don't near me. These things, it's more like, there are a relation between the man and the woman, hero-heroine, socially bringing the awareness of our own life.
Yes.
That's the difference I see in Padams and Javalis. Whereas Padavarnam is actually in Kuchipudi there are no Padavarnams. I know that about. I only know about Master Garu's choreography of Hemagva Bodhinchara, Mysore Sadasivarao Garu Rasindi. It's a beautiful Danyasilo Chesara aina. That Padavarnam is, even when I was learning that Padavarnam, I have no idea about that Nayika, Lakshanas, what is it about? We just learned it. Where Andulo, you see different Nayikas, Lakshanas you see. She questions him. Enduku ani Kanditanga adugutundi. And then she goes through that Virahot Kantita. All that Maguva Bodhinche Nike demands, she demands him. Bodhinchera Nike Maguva Bodhinchera. Somebody must have poisoned you, my dear Lord. Maguva Bodhinchera. All these differences, each line has a different expression of meaning. See, it's the same line. "Ye Magua Bodhichara," same line. Like, who poisoned your mind, my lord? She's asking, the heroine is asking the hero, who poisoned your mind? But the variation of expressions, the variety of the showing the body language, and that's amazing. That's amazing. I love. Today, I would like to show the part because it's such a long piece, 20-minute piece. I would go towards the end, what the chittaswaras, the sahityas, how it blended through dance. That's very beautiful Padavarnam. And usually Varnams are performed in Bharatanatyam performances and in musical concerts, music concerts like Tanavarnams. And I think they have something like that with Chittaswaras and Sapallavis, Anucharanas, Anupallavis, all those. But when it comes to dance, it has a lot of interpretation of footwork and intense jatis and the swaras and the dancing for swaras and coming back to the sahitya and abhinaya for it. This something after I came here, when I was teaching to one of my students, I really understood the beauty of that varna. But in our Kuchipudi, tarangams are more popular.
Okay.
They are scintillating pieces.
Even Shabdams also, ma'am. Shabdam is like,
I mean, long pieces.
yeah,
Tarangams are long pieces with the different episodes. The Naika has to portray the stories of Krishna Leelas and all that stuff. Whereas in Bharatanatyam, Varnams are challenging pieces. The dancer have to sustain the abhinaya for that period of length. She has to sustain the abhinaya. So that one thing I learned through these Padams and Javalis from Master Garu, sustaining the abhinaya. Padams are very slow. Javalis can be fast and medium speed, but they can't be that slow. But Padams can be fast. The abhinaya dies. So after I came here, there was many years the pause for these kind of javalis and padams because not many can really understand the slow pieces because sustaining the abhinaya is one thing challenging and the other thing people have ippudaithe asalu evariki patience లేదు to see the slow pieces of abhinaya but when you are learning in the learning process these padams and javalis teach the dancer what the dance is, what the abhinaya is. The
yes,
skill of abhinaya, holding the expression for that long, is something I tell my students. Learning the abhinaya piece will teach you to sustain that for that long.
yes,
Master Garu composed Yavade శంకరాభరణంలో కంపోజ్ చేశారు ఒకటి వాడు ఎంత విళంబ కాలంలో ఉండేదంటే వెన్ హీ ఫస్ట్ కంపోజ్డ్ దాట్ ఐ యూస్ టు హ్యావ్ మైండ్ ఇలా ఫ్రీజ్ అయిపోయేది నాకు ఒక్కొక్కసారి ఇట్ యూస్ టు బి లైక్ వెరీ లైక్ లైక్ అలా అక్కడే ఉండిపోయేది అనమాట బికాస్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్టే ఫర్ దట్ లాంగ్ యువడే వాడు ఎవ్వడే వాడు you first stare at your beloved, your friend only, asking him who that person is, coming in front of my house and standing and staring at me. And then the second one, you move your eye. Vadu. Another one. Yavade. Vadu. And you stare at him. So this kind of variations of sustaining for that long was something challenging.
yes, ma'am.
Master bhale kopadevaru. If I lose a bit of my concentration, he used to be so upset and mad. So I always wanted to be on top to make him happy that I did not mess up with that javali. So atla kuda, with that thing, I used to completely involve myself. And the other thing is the imagination. So you really, when you do this Yavade Vadu, when you're talking to your friend, who is that person? You imagine your friend standing there in front of you and you really see it. Otherwise, Yavade Vadu, ilanti, there is no eye. Like, where are you stopping your eye? Are you really seeing through who that is? Yavade Vadu. When you say Vadu, you really look at that Vadu. That looking through the person, imagining the person, the placements are so unique in his choreography. So every time when I choreograph myself also, I imagine that person is there. When you go around and come and you talk to the person, you hold the person. So when we do that, the viewers, the audience who are seeing that padam, they understand that there is a person next to you. You
Yes.
That's what he used to tell me. You take the audience to that level, then you are succeeded. Otherwise, waste. Don't do it. వెళ్ళి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి వంట చేసుకో అని చెప్పేవారు.
They need to travel with us, what we are going through.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anyway,
Very nice, ma'am. Very nice to look at your beautiful expressions. I was just looking at you like all the dance is just here. So,
trying my
I,
best to do that.
yeah, I mean, like we have to hold the audience without a nritta or without footwork, just with our abhinaya is such a challenging,
Yeah.
and we have to, as you said, we have to sustain. So if people could not connect to our abhinaya, they might not be interested to look at even the faces also. Okay, whatever she's doing, I don't understand
Right.
because there is no dance movements there.
Yeah,
So
you really have to capture the audience.
yes,
Take them with you to that level.
yes,
When they see, through you, they see what you are showing them.
yes.
That's the important thing.
So much, ma'am. I actually see this is like so much knowledge sharing that you're doing today for me as well as the audience. Like this Abhinaya or your experience with Master Garu and how you have think like thought out of the box for Nutcracker. All these are all different experiences that you have gone through. So thank you very much again for joining us. We would love to see your demonstrations, your students'
Yeah,
demonstrations.
sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you. This is a doll dance that
Sure.
we're originally talking about from Swapna Vijayam.
Okay.
How the Jati is choreographed by Sastri Garu and the characters brought onto stage, and how the dancers do like a dolls they do. They say Puttali Kalamandi. We are toys. Even though we are dolls, we have feelings. We have life of our own. We పుత్తలి కలమండి మేము పుత్తలి కలమండి చిత్తము హత్తుక కథలను విప్పే చిత్తము హత్తుకు కథలను విప్పే పుత్తలి కలమండి అని that's a song. Anyway, you will see the dance. That's a very I love this scene where magician brings the dolls to life. So,
We would love to see, ma'am. Thank you. Whenever you are ready, ma'am.
yes, I'm ready.
Three, two, something in that song. Three, two, something in that three, two, something in that three, two, something in that
Very, very nice, ma'am. They are actually dressed like the dolls. How the, like, we have not like regular sari style, but
Having a very different costume for these dolls in the ballet. But today we just made them wear this kind of costume, since they are also doing couple of Javali and మండూక శబ్దం కూడా చేద్దాం అనుకున్నాం కదా. ఇఫ్ ఇట్స్ ఎనీ టైమ్ ఐఎమ్ రన్నింగ్ అవుట్, ప్లీజ్ లెట్ మీ నో కళ్యాణి.
We are good. I'm watching the time. Yeah, we would like to watch the performances now.
Yeah, so like I said, the Padavarnams now. Padavarnams are like Master Garu's first, I think, his own experiment or doing a different exploration of pieces. Mostly, we don't see Padavarnams in Kuchipudi. So this is a very unique item that I learned back in India when I was there in Kuchipudi Art Academy. We would like to show how the Padavarnam is the Nayika, how she is pining Virahotkantika Nayika, and then that kind of Nayika Lakshanalu I will show in this piece. And the other one is this is, since it's a long piece, maybe I'll go through a end Chittaswaram nunchi okka stanza mundu nunchi I'll go.
Sure, ma'am.
That's okay. So.
Ma'am, that was commendable, ma'am. That was commendable. I see whenever you, like all the students of that age perform, it shows how much of training you have gone through, even like you are doing with such a grace and poise. Like, I'm not comparing with the age, but I'm just telling you that you were commendable, ma'am.
No, ante
So happy to see you today.
this is the foundation that we had in the early stages of learning.
Yes.
I even today practice my dance with steps. Start with steps. And I do some yoga in the mornings too, some stretchings in yoga. And even today, I make my students start with the steps. Because that, first of all, warms up your body. Second thing, they continuously keeping the technique in the body. Stamina builds, their capacity builds. So this is, I do it. So అంటే ఇవాళ కొంచెం ఇక్కడ చలిగా కూడా ఉంది. సో బాడీ ఈజ్ నాట్ లిజనింగ్.
Yes, ma'am. That is the problem with the cold places.
So
Yeah. But
my,
really, ma'am, it was a feast for me. I'm sure some of the audience will also agree with me because it's such a, like, pure grace and your
the
command.
various intricacies with the footwork and immediately switching to the abhinaya and then coming back to footwork, that's the challenge I see in this Padavarnam.
Yes.
So you have to keep the technique correctly and go back to that satvika abhinaya of the expression, the mood, and then back to that posture. And also, if you notice, Master introduced all the jatulu.
Yes.
From Khandam, Visram, and Sankhinam.
Yes. Yeah.
Very unique in this Padavarnam. That's what I feel every time I perform. How the blend of the whole Varnam is set. It's such a pretty choreography. Even the composition by the poet, author, Mysore Sadasiva garu, it's so beautiful.
So beautiful. We also enjoyed this beautiful performance, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you. So next one, I would like to just present the. We're also talking about Shabdams, right?
Yes.
We would like to do Mandukri Shabdam, just what the students, when we teach them, the students to hear how the storyline is built in Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi is all drama oriented.
Yes.
Even the solo numbers, the story, I mean, learning in India is a different skill. But here, the students have to understand the Bhagavad Purana, the stories of Gajendra, the elephant and the crocodile, the clutches that elephant goes through from the cart of that crocodile, the pain, as it's trying to release, the pain is increasing, right? So what is the submission? So I take this as a morale when I teach my student, the submission.
Yes.
And that subduing the arrogance. So this, I actually teach them the story and the characterization, becoming elephant, becoming crocodile, becoming the mandukas, the frogs. This is very challenging. But here we have different people enacting the stories, like different actions. So they do their own part. But this is little edited, Kalyani. It's not full version. Just
Yes.
because of the time, we kind of edited and did it.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Sure.
my students, Ishika Dantuluri, Renita Basu, Samasrita Akela, and Harshita Challa will be performing this Manduka Shabda.
Manduka Shabda.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful, ma'am. Would you like to introduce your students?
Yes, yes. Okay. Renita Basu. Renita Basu, she's been learning for the past 20 years now. She's also a medical doctor who continues and assisting the classes, teaching the students, and she's every time I need her, she's in the academy. I'm very grateful to her. Thank you, Marinita. And Samasita Akela, she's my other devoted student. Whenever I ask her, she's also here. She helps with the classes and junior classes she conducts. And she's just finished, she graduated, and she's right now working for Microsoft.
Wow.
Akela. Samasita. Now we have Ishika Dantuluri. She's also learning for the past few years. She moved from Hyderabad and very much passionate about the art form. And her mother also continues dancing from here, from the academy. And she's in her first year. She just finished her first year, right? She's in the second year, first semester. And yeah, it's a very devoted students. Every time I ask them, they just come and do for the academy. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. It's a blessing to have those devoted students, ma'am.
Yes.
Whenever we ask.
Yes. And I have another student, Harshita Challa. She also just started her first year college. Very devoted student too. Her parents are also much into arts, and she sings and plays violin. Harshita Challa. Yeah, thanks.
Very beautiful presentations and very thoughtful and like insightful conversation with you today, ma'am. And girls are looking beautiful, and they just look like dolls when they did the doll dance.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for your valuable time and having this Sunday morning with us.
Thank you, thank you. So, my journey through this dance form is really unique, and the Padams and Javalis are my favorite, like I said. So, I teach students also these expressional pieces so they can develop their facial expressions and things like that. So,
Ma'am, you should start workshops around USA, ma'am.
sure. So, I was just wondering, do you have a few more minutes to show
Oh,
them, or we are running out of time?
yeah, we are actually little bit running.
That's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to find out since we planned the program.
Oh,
So, at this moment, I sincerely wanted to thank you, Kalyani, and the Cleveland Margam Festival for giving us this opportunity to share the art and the especially talking about the Abhinaya is such a fascinating thing to me, and so much learning process that I went through by doing this also.
yes.
I wish you many more like this, and thank you. for
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for accepting and giving your time for all of us. And we thoroughly enjoyed the session with you, ma'am, today.
thank you, Kalyani. All
Thank you.
the best to you. Have a wonderful holiday, everybody, and Happy New Year 2023. Hope to see
Yes.
you all next year.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Gurubhyo Namaha.
So that was Guru Srimati Shashikala Penumarti Garu and her students from Academy of Kuchipudi Dance from Atlanta. So I thoroughly enjoyed and I really wanted to see the other performance also. But as we are heading up into our next segment, that is Yuvanartaki, so we have the young and talented dancers that are getting ready to show some of their beautiful performances to all our virtual audience. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this as well. So before I start this segment, I would like to call my student, Srinija Adibatla, who is a senior disciple of Sree Mayuri Dance Academy and is been associated with me from past 12 to 14 years here in Cleveland. And she's now a student of Ohio State University and a very dedicated student and a very passionate dancer. She travels to India also for learning from different gurus and their technicalities. So I'm so proud of her to introduce to you all to handle this next segment, that is Yuva Nartaki. Hello Srinija, welcome to Cleveland Kuchipudi Margam Festival.
Hi, thank you so much for the introduction and more than that for all the performances we've seen before this. They were so great, and I'm glad we're ending on this segment with all of these talented dancers. The viewers have something like really awesome coming their way.
Yes, yes. So it's all yours. Take over. And we are looking forward to the dance performances. I'll just sit back and enjoy the performances now. Okay. All right.
Perfect. So, our first dancer for today is Niharika Avadu. She commended her dance at the age of 5, training under Guru Srimati Sirikant, the artistic director of Maitreyi Natyalaya. She started her dance journey learning Bharatanatyam, later switching to Kuchipudi. Throughout the past 11 years, she has performed in numerous dance festivals, including OSAT and BADA, and dance competitions. She is a rising junior at North McKinney High School. She is an active member of her school's speech and debate team, winning first place for her invitational. Hospice volunteer, helped establish the American Sign Language and Indian Students Association Club, and is a member of the Superintendent Student Leadership and Advisory Group and National Honor Society. Today, the item that she will be performing is Marakadamanimaya, which is um, an item depicting Lord Krishna adorned beautifully in a bejeweled robe. His form is equivalent to 1,000,000 cupids. He is Govinda, the embodiment of supremeness. He is Mukunda, the best tour of salvation. He is Jagannatha, the protector of the universe. He holds the flute in his hands beautifully. His mouth is smeared with butter. His eyes are sparkling like a blooming lotus, and his smile is beautiful like a lotus flower. He always resides in the heart of the poet. O Balagopala, you are full of virtues. You are benevolent and great. Please protect me. O son of Nanda, O Mukunda, the melody of your flute is enchanting, and your feet are tender like lotus petals. None can comprehend the origin or the end of you. Your glory is infinite. Your attributes are auspicious. You are my protector. You danced on the snake wearing golden gem-studded anklets. O Krishna, you are like a hovering bee, enjoying the sweet honey of like form the lotus-like face of Radha. This dance ends with foot movements performed on the edge of a black brass plate. I'm so sorry for all that. Hi Niharika. Sorry, we can begin whenever you're ready. Real quick, this item is in the Ragam Arbi, Talam Adi, and choreography by Dr. Venkateshwara Satyam. Thank you so much, Niharika. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. That was such a lovely performance, and thank you for giving us your time. It's been wonderful. No problem. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Lovely. So after this, our next performer is Kaumudi Sanambudi. Kaumudi is 22 years old and has been learning Kuchipudi for the past 16 years. She has done her Kuchipudi Rangapravesam in 2018 under the tutelage of Srimati Hema Malini Chavali in Dallas. She continues to learn the various aspects of the dance form after her Rangapravesam from the same guru. She has been involved and participated in numerous performances over the span of her dance career that include both group and solo performances in the California Bay Area and the DFW metro area. She recently graduated from the University of Texas at Dallas with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Child Learning and Development. She will be pursuing a graduate degree in clinical mental health counseling at Southern Methodist University starting January 2023. She is also pursuing an online diploma in Kuchipudi dance that is offered by Sri Padmavati University, Tirupati. The item that she will be performing is Sakala Loka Nayaki. It was choreographed by her guru, Srimati Hema Malini Chavali, and is composed by Uttukada Venkata Subbayar and is set to Aditalam in Ragam Arabi.
पूजे पदात् परतते देवी त्रैलोक्ये सौन्दर्या मन्तनोद्भवन् सुधा प्राचुर्य वर्णोज्वला सहस्रनूतन जपा पुष्पप्रभम् ते बभूव स्वान्तमये स्फुरत्रिकोणनिलया ज्योतिर्मया वाङ्मया ज्योतिर्मया वाङ्मया ज्योतिर्मया वाङ्मया
Jam, set the good jam, that suck a jam, set the good jam, that suck a dinner dum, it's suck a dinner dum, suck a dinner dum, that jam, set the good jam, that suck a jam, set the good jam, that suck a dinner dum, it's suck a dinner dum, suck a dinner dum, that jam, set the good jam, that suck a jam, set the good jam, that jam. That's good, that's a jam. That's good, that's a dinner dum. 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 That's a dinner dum.
अंब सकल लोकनायिके 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 त्वमेव शरणं प्रपद्ये सर्वरोगहरचक्रमयी सर्वानन्दमयी मङ्गलमयि मङ्गललोकनायिके त्वमेव शरणं प्रपद्ये सर्वरोगहरचक्रमयी सर्वानन्दमयी मङ्गलमयि सकललोकनायिके अम्ब त्वमेव शरणं प्रपद्ये सर्वरोगहरचक्रमयी सर्वानन्दमयी मङ्गलमयि सकललोकनायिके अम्ब सकललोकनायिके Aksharamani Vamani Chidmani Akajagata Vanjadavasadi Shanta Akajagata Vanjadavasadi Shanta Aksharamani Vamani Chidmani Shuganadana Kumara Purnimata Tutigaya Gadana Bandhude Shuganadana Kumara Purnimata Tutigaya Gadana Bandhude Shuganadana Kumara Purnimata Tutigaya Gadana Naganayaka Satandana Panaloka Vaida Naganayaka Satandana Panaloka Vaida Loka Loka Omi Vaida Karati Naganayaka Satandana Panaloka Vaida Loka Loka Omi Vaida
Hi, Komudi. Thank you so much for that performance. And it was such a lovely choreography. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Whew. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Oh my gosh. And moving from that lovely performance on to our next performer today. Um, sorry. Sorry. Our next performer today is Sritika Kantaguru. Sritika has been learning Kuchipudi under the guidance of Guru Swapna Gudimella for over 10 years now. She recently completed her Ranga Pravesam in 2020 and is excited to continue her dance career. She has participated in various cultural events that were based in Texas, such as the Texas Association of North Texas, as well as fundraising events. The item that she will be performing is Dasavatara Sabdam, the item that showcases the 10 avatars that Lord Vishnu personified when the world was in crisis: Mastya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Ramachandra, Balarama, Buddha, and Kaliki. Dasavatara Sabdam is performed in the Ragamalika, set to Mr. Chaputalam, composed by Anabhattu Veeraswamy and choreographed by Padma Bhushan Sri Venkatachina Satyam.
Can you unmute yourself, Nana Shritika?
वेदानुद्धरते वेदानुद्धरते जगन्निवहते మత్సరమున మరియం బుద్ధిలో 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 జొచ్చియున్న సోమకు అంబుని జొచ్చియున్న సోమకు తెంచి విచ్చల విడి వేదం విచ్చల విడి వేదములకు విచ్చితిమో మత్సవతార వేదము విచ్చితిమో మత్సవతార పలుమరు విను ప్రస్తుతి చేయక పలుమరు విను ప్రస్తుతి చేయక తెలగి సురలు తెలగి మదింకగ తెలగి సురలు తెలగి మదింక తెలగి సురలు తెలగి మదింక తెలగి సురలు తెలగి మదింక కలిమి కలిమి ఎలమి కనుసతి కలిమి కలిమి ఎలమి కనుసతి సురటిని ధర పూర్వవతార సురటిని ధర పూర్వవతార తిరుముగ ధరను వడిచే కొలు తిరుముగ ధరను వడిచే కొలు దురగ పదము విరుగుగ జొచ్చిన దురగ పదము విరుగుగ జొచ్చిన హిరణ్యాక్షు పరిమార్చితివ హిరణ్యాక్షు పరిమార్చితివ పరసుగుణ వరవరూప పరసుగుణ వరవరూప జంభారి సురప్రముఖ కదంబం పునరక్షింపంగా జంభారి సురప్రముఖ కదంబం పునరక్షింపంగా స్తంభం పునబెడలియు సభస్తంభం పునబెడలియు కాలవటింపము కాచితివు నరసింహ కాలవటింపము కాచితివు నరసింహ మానిత ముగముల్లో కంబులు మానిత ముగముల్లో కంబులు చానొప్పగ కాపాడంగ చానొప్పగ కాపాడంగ కానుక మూడడుగులు పలికి దానముకొను వామన రూప పలికే దానముకొను వామన రూప తరిమి తరిమి ధరణి పదులను తరిమి తరిమి ధరణి పదులను పరుసోచేను నాచితివ పరుసోచేను వాడితివ పరగీత పరాక్రమమున ధర పరగితివ పాటవ రామ పరగీత పరాక్రమమున ధర పరగితివ పాటవ రామ దశరథ తనయుడవై దశరథ తనయుడవై సురలకు వశము కాని దశముకు సురలకు వశము కాని దశముకు సురలకు వశము కాని దశముకు దృష్టి విశితముక అయోధ్యకు సీతకు వేచేసిదివో రఘురామ సీతకు వేచేసిదివో రఘురామ యాదవ వంశాఖ్య సుధాకర యాదవ వంశాఖ్య సుధాకర ఆదిదేవుడను సుడుగాగన ఆదిదేవుడను సుడుగాగన ఆదిదేవుడను సుడుగాగన మోదము సఖి కలులను గృంచియు మోదము సఖి కలులను గృంచి వేదిని భర ముడిపిన బలరామ నీ వేదిని భర ముడిపిన బలరామ అంగనలకు సిక్కడలించి అంగనలకు సిక్కడలించి घाटप कलिबाग हनुमान पग 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 कीटुक गरवाला उठोनी कीटुक गरवाला उठोनी कोटक मुन गिक्की दुरात्मल कोटक मुन गिक्की दुरात्मल कीटन चिन कलके बताड़ा दुरात्मल कीटन कलके बताड़ा सुरल मेल मेल పొగడగ సురల్ మేల్ మేల్ పొగడగ సురల్ మేల్ మేల్ పొగడగ సురల్ మేల్ మేల్ పొగడ సురల్ మేల్ మేల్ పొగడగ సురల్ మేల్ మేల్ పొగడ నిరతము నీదా కుల ప్రోగక నిరతము నీదా కుల ప్రోగ హరగ వ్యాఘ్రపురమున వెలసి హరగ వ్యాఘ్రపురమున వెలసి హరగ రాజదేవ ఆశ్రిత సురభోజాపరా
Thank you so much for that performance, Ritika. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. And going on from this is to our next performer, who is Anvita Bomireddy. Anvita was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. She has been learning Kuchipudi for a little over a decade and follows the Vempati Master style of Kuchipudi. Anvita did her foundational training under Srimati Nilima Gaddamangu and has done workshops with famous Kuchipudi exponents such as Sree Mayuri Vempati, T. Reddy Lakshmi, and Hanumantarao Yalamanchali. Anvita does seasonal training under Srimati Alekya Punjala specifically for Abhinaya, and currently she is under the mentorship of Manasa Tekumala, a student of Satyapriya Ramanagaru. Anvita has completed her Ranga Pravesam in 2022. After her Ranga Pravesam, Anvita picked up learning Carnatic vocal and Natvagam under the guidance of Shabana Devi Mangold, a disciple of Sri Jaikishore Mosalkanti, the Dhananjayas, and Sri Bhagavatula Sita Ramasastri. Anvita has also trained in technique under Sharmista Reddy, a disciple of Srimati Sandhya Raju, and has won first prize in her recital in 2017 and has participated in major performances over the span of 8 years. In 2021, Anvita initiated a COVID relief virtual dance showcase, Divyakala, focusing on funds going towards mental health, and danced alongside Rukmini Vijaykumar, Yamini Kalluri, and others. She is a first year university student majoring in psychology and minoring in both nutrition and sports management. The first item that she will be performing is Muddugare Yeshoda, which is a sweet kirtanam by Annamacharya that oozes out with his love for Krishna and his knowledge about the gems. This kirtana describes the mischief, greatness, and the beauty of Lord Krishna. It compares him and his acts at different phases of life to the nine precious gems. This item was choreographed by Dr. Vempati Chinnasatyam Garu and is set to the Aditalam with the Kuranji Ragam. Thank you so much for that. And now the next performance that you will be doing is Vedelera Vayarulu, which is a Patra Pravesadaru from an excerpt of a dance drama called Vipranarayana Charitram, in which the heroine of the story, Devadevi, gets ready to visit the garden of Vipranarayana. She is an ardent devotee of Lord Ranganatha. Pravesadarvus are significant to the Kuchipudi repertoire. This item was composed by Devulapalli Krishna Sastri, choreographed by Dr. Venkatachana Satyam, set to the Kedara Raga and Adi Talam. Hi, thank you so much, Anvita. That was all so beautiful, every single thing that you've performed.
Thank you. I wanted to extend my gratitude to Kalyani for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Akka.
Thank you. uh, Lovely. So, our last and final performances of tonight are from Navya and Neha. Navya and Neha have been learning Kuchipudi for the past 10 years under Srimati Sridevi Mungargaru. Starting at the age of 8, they became more and more passionate about the dance form through the years. Neha is a sophomore at the University of Illinois studying mathematics, and Navya is a sophomore at Emory University studying biology. At 20 years old, Kuchipudi has laid the foundation of their principles and the way they live their lives. Dance has given them a sense of culture and learnings that they appreciate immensely. It has connected them to their roots and to the generations of great dancers who've carried the tradition before them. Navya and Neha hope to show the beauty and intricacy they see in the traditional art forms to people all over the world. Their guru, Srimati Sridevi Garu, is a senior disciple of Padma Shri Dr. Shobha Naidu. She was also a recipient of the National Cultural Talent Scholarship and has a master's degree in performing arts with a specialization in Kuchipudi from the Central University. Sri Devigaru has been a teacher for nearly 3 decades and has started the dance institution Chinmayi Nrityalaya with branches in Hyderabad, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Texas, North Carolina, Toronto, and Manchester, and teaches online as well. Chinmayi Garu, the artistic director of Chinmayi Nrityalaya, has been a dancer for over a decade, performing across India and the US. She has recently been awarded the Padma Shri Dr. Shobha Naidu Yuva Puraskar Award. So, going on, the first item that the two dancers will be presenting is Okapari Kokapari, which is in the Ragam Karaharapriya and Talamati. And all to you guys. Let me throw you in first. There you are. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful and expressive. I know we still have one more piece, but like that was so lovely. Um, and going on, the last and final piece for today is Atilana in the Ragam Ragashri and then Talamadi.
We're actually performing Endaro Mahanubavalu.
ఎందరో మహానుభావులు ఎందరో మహానుభావులు ఎందరో మహానుభావులు ఎందరో మహానుభావులు మానస వన జగవర సంచారమునిది విభూతి కాలమున కొడగని పరహరించు పగమరి 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 సరగుణ పాదములకు స్వాంతమను సరోజమును సమర్పణము
That was so beautiful, girls, both of you. An apt song to end this festival, as you mentioned, Endaro Mahanbhavulu Andarki Vandanamlu. Yes, we have Endaro Kuchipudi Gurulu Andarki Vandanamlu. So that was a good job done by Srinija Adipatla. Good job, Nana. I'm proud of you and hope to see you sometime in person very soon.
Of course.
With that performance, we have come to the end of Cleveland Kuchipudi Margam Festival. And I am so blessed that I got support from various gurus and artists to continue this festival year after year. So it is the motivation from them that is making Cleveland Kuchipudi Margam Committee to plan and bring on different gurus from across the world and also beautiful young and talented dancers. Now you have seen all of them. So I would like to thank my guru, Dr. Vedantam Ramalinga Shastri Garu and Madhav Pedimurti Garu, and my mentor, Dr. Vedantam, my mentor, Vedantam Venkatachalapati Garu, for their constant support and guiding me in right direction. And I thank all my student families who gave me support to continue this festival, and my parents and my family, my husband and two kids, who without their support I wouldn't have done this, and all the wonderful audience joining live and encouraging the artist and their performances, and also the divine Kuchipudi art form. Thank you, one and all, for joining me here on Cleveland Kuchipudi Margam Festival. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. We will be bringing more performances and more conversations with Kuchipudi exponents in coming years for you all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.